First off, I want to say that our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody in Virginia, North Carolina, the entire East Coast that were affected by the tropical storm this past week. I know there were a lot of games that were affected by these storms, but more importantly, there are a lot of lives that were affected, and we're definitely thinking about those folks over there. So. Again, very excited about Saturday. This past Saturday was a great for everybody involved in the Mean Green program. Really excited about the way our guys went out there, prepared the right way, and went out there and really dominated on all three sides of the ball. And that's a credit to those guys, and again, their preparation and what they're continuing to do every single week. There's no doubt in my mind that we enjoyed that win for 24 hours. We got back here on Sunday, and once the tape went on the board, we talked about learning from our mistakes, making sure we grow from our mistakes, and at the end of the day, push reset. It was time to reset and get back to work on Sunday evening, and again, they've done a great job of that the last few weeks. And they continue to do a great job with that, and as well, Saturday was a great practice. So, this group is very focused, and they're very confident. And again, I think a lot of that comes to building that team chemistry they've built up, over fall camp. There's a lot of experience, and they've really continued to buy into our culture, which I think is extremely important, who we are, our character, and our process. And the more we can continue to do that, the better we're going to continue to get each and every week. I know that we've talked a lot about there's any opponent on our schedules has the ability to beat us if we're not going to prepare the right way. And so I think they focus in on understanding that each and every week. But they also understand that there's not an opponent on our schedule that we can't beat if we prepare the proper way. And again, we need to continue to do the right things with that. Liberty is an unbelievable football team. I know we got our work cut out for us this week. It's a team that is playing at a high level. I think their offense is averaging over 500 yards of offense. They've scored over 31 points a game. They got athletes on all three phases, and they're playing very confident. They've already beat one of the Conference USA teams pretty handily, and really dominated the game. And then also, this past year came to the Big 12 and played Baylor at their stadium and had a great game there and won the football game. So we know exactly who Liberty is. We know the challenges we're going to face, again, going out on the road to face a quality opponent. And there's no doubt in my mind we got to prepare the right way in order for us to have success this week. With that, I'll open it up.
Talk about resetting. Players have talked about that as well. Kind of how have y'all been able to do that, and what's been the approach if it's different at all from last year?
Just talking about it. I think the more you can talk about it and understand what got you each and every week to the place of either your successes or your failures. And I think it's important, as we have, just going back, and it's like anything. I've said it earlier, maybe in the season when talking to you all about whether it's the beginning of a new year in January, whether it's spring ball, whether it's summer workouts, and now it's just a different process, and it's game week every single week. And so each week's different. The highs and lows are different. The opponents are different. It doesn't really matter. Every week's new, and everybody gets an opportunity to reset on for both programs. And I think it's important to prepare the way you've been preparing. That's really taking you towards the successful weeks that you've had. And so they understand that. They've bought into that. They're saying it before I'm saying it, now, which is good. It means they're listening and buying in. And again, our coaches do a great job with that as well.
Last year, y'all had the emotional win against UTSA. Then a lot of players said y'all weren't focused going into FAU the next game. Did y'all learn from that moment, and how do you take that?
Again, every week's different. You only learn 1 week at a time, and it's very easy, And I'm talking about, when I talk about reset, on everything, talking about your emotions, your highs and your lows. Every week is new, And hopefully we have learned from that mistake. But again, I think it's a weekly thing. I don't think you're ever going to fully. You always have the temptation of allowing yourself not to. And again, through the good and the bad, you got to overcome it. And again, make sure you get after the new week accordingly to what we're talking about.
Seth, what have you heard from since Saturday, with that being such a big win? Did you hear from a lot of your friends in the coaching community after that game?
Yeah, I mean, just there was a lot of great texts and calls, and I really appreciated those guys. And again, especially in the profession, guys that you've been around, worked with, and have strong relationships with. It's always great, to get those text messages, and it's always great to send them as well. But a lot of people reached out, and we're very excited for our program.
What does a win like that do for your program, just with the amount of publicity you got on a national level?
I think it's huge for our program. Not only, just seeing the amount of work we've put in is starting to pay off, and it's a credit again to our players first and foremost, and our coaches and our fans and our alumni and our support. It's rewarding to see it starting to pay off. Too, it builds confidence and continues to build confidence that no matter what, again, you grind and you focus in on the right things and the right process. Eventually great things will happen.
But what is the publicity just with the North Texas?
Free marketing, isn't it? Free marketing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's great for our program, our fans, our overall our branding. Again, it's huge for us.
You guys are kind of starting to creep up amongst the top of the group of fives. Really, you got votes this week in the top 25. Did you ever look at this team at any point in the offseason last year, fall camp, and said, why can't we be Central Florida or whoever?
We have high expectations and high standards within our program, and we always have. Again, I also understand we're 3 weeks into the season. We have the first 3 weeks we've handled it very well. We've played very well in all 3 phases together. But I also understand, again, we still have a long season ahead of us, and we can't get too far ahead and start looking down the road. You have to take it week by week, and at the end of the day, I think you'll look back, after the season and kind of figure out exactly where do we stand in the landscape of college football. But I think it's more down the road than right this second. Again, we understand we've played 3 games.
Seth, when you took over this program, it was struggling, and over the past 2.5 years, do you feel that, obviously from an X's and O's standpoint, you want to get better, but from a culture standpoint, do you feel like your culture is instilled and now it's maintaining what you've already established?
I definitely think we're a lot further along within our culture. I don't think it's ever going to be perfect anywhere, and all you can do is continue to stress it, continue to send the same message every single day throughout our program. That's players and coaches alike. But I definitely think that it's as far and as good as it's been, obviously, since I've been here. And I think they've bought in, and we got a great group. Look, they're very mature. They're hungry. Coaches and players, they believe in it, and I think that's half the battle. And to me, it's more, is everybody speaking the same language? Is everybody on the same page, pulling the rope in the same direction? And I think you can do special things as a program as long as that's the case.
What's the response you've gotten about Brewer punt return, and anything was surprising about that?
Yeah, I've got a lot of responses, as you can see, everywhere. It's been everywhere, and it's awesome, and it's a lot of fun when you put in the work to put in a certain play or a certain scheme, and you go out there and it's executed the right way. It's always fun, Coach Biaggi did a great job. That's all Coach Biaggi, our special teams coordinator. It took a lot of guts for Brewman to sit back there and do that. you know, it paid off. Again, it's one of those feast or famine type of plays. But, you know, with us, we're going to go out and play aggressive and, you know, believe in what we're trying to get accomplished. And our players are having a lot of fun in all three of our phases, just going out there and executing and trusting what they're coached to do. And it's very rewarding when something like that pays off, though. I promise our sideline was very excited and pumped up, and it gave us a lot of energy throughout the rest of the game.
It took a little bit more than the 11 guys on the field for that all to play off. Can you just address how everyone had to be on board, from the coaches to the players, even on the sideline, not to come out on the field while the play was coming, and for Brewer to have that sense to catch the ball and take off?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of communication on the sideline, understanding that what's going on. It takes communication, you know, when guys are up front and they're talking about, you know, communicating to the guys out on the field for the guys that are for the punt team that are fixing to run down and tackle the ball carrier, that, you know, we're fair catching, and just saying little things that, you know, allow us to hopefully get the play started. And then you have to sell it really well, and he did. I still laugh when I watch it, and I laugh because he sold it now, and it was he was a great actor, and it paid off. Again, I thought it was great execution by our coaches, our players, our sideline, everybody. I mean, it takes everybody to pull it off, and so yeah, it's pretty cool.
I haven't tracked it this morning, so pardon me if something has developed, but there was a report out of Arkansas that the NCAA was going to look into this trickery on, you know, fair catch, potentially rather quickly change the rule to where it's not allowed. Hypothetically, if that were to happen, how would you all feel as the program that sort of brought on a rule change?
I'm just glad it didn't change before we did it. You know, again, we're always looking for different ways to put our guys in situations to be successful. And at the end of the, I mean, when it's all said and done, the NCAA makes the rules for a reason, and you know, we all abide by them and we follow them, and whatever they make is what they make. So
when the idea was first brought to you, what was your reaction? Were you like, "You got to be kidding me," or what was it?
Well, again, I'd seen it before. You know, we at Carolina we did it a couple times with Switz, and it got blown dead, and so I kind of knew about the idea. But again, Coach Biaggi did a great job of going down there and visit and bringing that play back. And look, it's as a coach, for Marty, for myself, for any of us, you know, just like our players, is this really going to work? You know, and it did. So
some people questioned it from a player safety perspective. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
You know, you talk to the kid if he's good with it. I mean, worst case scenario, it's a pooch kick. It's high. They're probably going to be in his face. Is my thought process. You know, you catch it. They're not running. I mean, they have to give you a certain amount of a halo around them to where you can catch the football. And so, all else fails, he doesn't fair catch. It's right there, and it's just going to be it's not going to be a blatant hit. You don't think it's going to be a violent hit at that point with a pooch. So. But if we felt like it was too dangerous, we probably wouldn't have done it. So if you know, again, he was good with it. We felt comfortable with the play, and again, it worked.
You guys had 6 interceptions against Arkansas, and Mason and the offense have gotten a lot of shine. But with the way Cole is playing and Keegan's play, it just seems that a lot of coaches preach the third phase of the game, but you guys actually emphasize it a lot more. How important is special teams to being successful?
It's huge. It's again, there's 3 phases in football: offense, defense, and special teams. And you got to win 2 out of the 3 phases in order to win a football game. And you're not going to be perfect on defense every week. You're not going to be perfect on special teams every week. You're not going to be perfect on offense every week. But you better play. You better dominate 2 out of the 3. You're probably not going to win the football game. And so, something our guys take great pride in. We work extremely hard. Just like we do on offense, defense, we put a lot of time on special teams, and it's paid off so far. We still have a lot of room for improvements and areas of growth, but they're working extremely hard at it.
After a big win like that, and also receiving some top 25 votes, what are the challenges as a coach to keep your guys grounded?
Reset. I mean, it's what we talk about. We continue to preach the same message that has gotten us here. And, you have to trust that your coaches and players are gonna have the character that we talk about every single day. That's gonna drive our process. And as soon as you start getting away from your process, good stuff usually doesn't happen. And so it takes some maturity, it takes great leadership, and again, I think it takes communication.
Liberty quarterback Calvert, you mentioned their offense has been good through 2 games. What have you seen from him specifically from his first 2 games?
He's very talented. They do a really good job in the run-pass option, a lot of RPOs. He makes good decisions, manages the game very well, and he's accurate, So I've been impressed watching him play. Again, offensively, they have great skill. They have receivers that have gone over 1,000 yards. On the outside, they got a really talented slot receiver. Backs are good. I think overall they're a very solid program. On all 3 phases. They're very well coached. I know Coach Gill has done a great job with their program. I have a lot of respect for him. I've had the opportunity to get a chance to know him in the offseason and talked a little bit. So, again, it's going to be a challenge. They're a very good football team, and it will be the best team we've played so far.
When you took over the program, obviously, the program wasn't necessarily in the greatest place. 1-11 season. How have you seen the fan support grow? Obviously, you have the huge donation for the indoor practice facility. How do you think the support for the program has grown and the alumni?
I'm sorry, I couldn't get your whole question. I apologize.
No, so obviously when you kind of took over the program back in 2016, you were selling a lot of hope, and now you have some results to sell. How have you seen interest in the program grow in the alumni community at UNT?
Our alumni has been great. I think we have a great alumni base that, has bought into our culture and winning football, and not only within football but all our athletics. And it starts with our leadership with our board of regents, our president, our athletic director. Those guys are unbelievable, and they work extremely hard to continue to make our alumni feel at home and welcome. But at the same time, you got to have success, and I understand that. You have to do your job as well as a program, and making sure that we're doing the right things on and off the field, for people to continue to be excited about our product.
You mentioned that winning a game like this is free marketing, free advertising. How do you take that free marketing and free advertising and turn it into more success for your program? How do you leverage that?
Well, one, again, you got to keep winning football games. That always helps. The more success you have, the more excitement there is, and the better it gets overall. But again, I think we just got to continue to do the same things that we're doing, as doing things right on and off the field, continuing to sell what our university has to offer. I think it's an unbelievable university. You're talking about a Tier 1 education. The community of Denton is unbelievable, second to none. The people around here are from our administrations, our players, faculty and staff, alumni, everybody. It's an amazing school, and I think the more people that get around our program and see our community, once they get here, they realize what a special place it is.
Nate Brooks had another good showing on Saturday. What have you seen from him and his approach that has allowed him to have a good start to the season?
He's gotten a lot more confidence, and a lot of that comes with the things he did in the offseason. He's worked extremely hard to get back healthy. There was times this past year I don't think he was fully 100%. He's had some injuries along the way, and to his credit, he's very tough, and he played through some of that. Well, I don't think he was maybe at 100% at times, and I think he's back to healthy. I think the work he put in the off season with Coach Womack and getting his body right, and then at the same time just going out there and put in the work in practice. And it takes everyone to do their jobs in order for the better you are as a whole unit, the more you're going to see guys appearing to play well. and not that he's not. He is playing at a high level, but the people around you also got to be playing at a high level to make you look good at times as well. So that's offense, that's defense, that's all of us. I mean, Mason. There's no way Mason could have some of the numbers he's having without an O-line blocking for him or receivers going and catching the football. So the better everybody's playing, the better everybody looks.
You have the Both brothers playing next to each other on the offensive line, which doesn't seem like something that happens every day in college football. How special is it to have those guys playing together, and how have they played this year?
You know what, Brett, I really haven't thought about it. I mean, you see them next to each other every single day, and they're out at practice, and I'm sure that's very special for them, and I'm sure they're loving their families, and I'm sure it's very exciting for them. I really haven't talked to them about it. Probably have to ask them that question. But I do know this, both those guys are extremely competitive. They're great teammates. They work extremely hard, and they're really good football players. They got a lot of, as all of us, we got a lot of room for improvements, but you know, they've done a great job of coming here and working extremely hard to put themselves in position to have success.
What are they like? Are they similar personality-wise, or you see a little difference between those two guys?
They're similar but different, you know. What are they like? You ask me this all the time. I'm not like this whole "what do you like" thing. They're great dudes, unbelievable, great personalities. Are they? Yeah, they're pretty similar. They're brothers. They talk alike. I don't know. They're great dudes, man. The more you're around them, personality-wise, they're probably maybe one of them's more of a jokester than the other one. I don't really know. I don't see them in that on Friday nights in their dorm rooms as much as maybe some of our other players do. So, but I love them. I mean, they're great players, great, and they're great dudes. They've been raised the right way. Great family.
Have they helped you guys progress offensive line-wise? It seems like you guys are playing a little bit better up front this year. They've been an important part of your progression.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think we're continuing to grow and develop at that position. I feel really excited about some of our young guys that are that redshirted this past year that are starting to, you know, come along. Jacob Brammer comes to mind as well, a guy that is extremely tough, very talented. You know, I think he has a really bright future. And I think, you know, those guys are continuing to grow. Coach Langston does a great job with them. He works hard. He coaches them hard, and that group, they just work. They don't act like they have all the answers, and they understand that we got to continue to grow and get better. But I like that group, and you know, the leadership's really starting to take off and grow in there.
Keemon's also playing really well. He had an interception each of your first 3 games. Have you seen some growth from him as he gets later into his career here?
Yeah, again, I think he's getting more comfortable every day. You know, those guys between those receivers and those D-backs, they have a lot of competition every day. They compete. They go against each other. We go good on good, and so they got to get a lot of good work from each other, which I feel like are, you know, they're working against the top guys in the league every single day at their positions, and so, which I think builds a lot of confidence, and more importantly, their chemistry. You think of offense, defense, special teams, but the great thing is when you're seeing Guyton go to Keemon and say, "Hey, I'm working this, and this is what I see," and or, you know, Rico or Guyton may have a certain something with what they're doing that is an easy key for a DB to pick up, and they communicate well with each other. And I think you got to make each other better. Iron sharpens iron, and you know, I think they're all competing. But he's really grown. He's always been a great teammate. He's always worked hard. He's awesome to be around. But I think again, the more reps you get, the more confidence you get, the more success you have, kind of takes off.